Chapter 1. What a tariff actually is. First, let us define the thing before we weaponize it. I know that's an unfashionable thing to do in a world where nearly all discourse takes the form of an internet flame war, but bear with the host nonetheless. A tariff is a tax imposed on imported goods, not on exporters, not on foreign governments, but on imports. When a shipment of steel or automobiles or washing machines or novelty lawn flamingos arrives at an American port, the importing company pays a tax calculated as a percentage of the value of those goods. That tax becomes part of the cost structure. Now, here is where people start tripping over themselves, typically. Some will say, well, sure, technically the importer pays it, but the foreign producer always absorbs the cost. Well, not always, but sometimes. Others will say, no, the consumer always pays it. Not always, but sometimes. Still others will say, domestic producers always benefit. Again, not always, but sometimes. In other words, welcome to Economic Policy 101, where things are never as simple as your perpetually doom-scrolling brain and your entomological attention span would prefer them to be. Who ultimately bears the cost of a tariff depends on supply chains, on competition, on price sensitivity, and on the relative bargaining power of buyers and sellers. It depends on how easily consumers can switch to alternatives. It depends also on just how desperate foreign producers are to maintain their market access. But one thing it does not depend on is patriotic chanting. The tariff is collected at the border by our government from our importer. That is the starting point. Everything else is market dynamics. And once we understand that, we can start asking better questions. Not does China pay, but what happens next?